This voice-recorded PowerPoint presentation will be available at www.geneva.edu/webinars. We hope that parents and students together will sit down and review this information to best plan ahead to handle their bill and financial aid and prepare for the coming semester. Student Financial Services is a one-stop shop for billing questions, financial aid processing, and cashiering. We love to meet with students and parents in individual appointments. We host outreach activities like FAFSA workshops and handle all of the processing of financial aid here at Geneva. Our office is located in the lower level of Alexander Hall, and we can be reached by phone and email as well. Students have 24/7 access to their financial aid and billing information. The financial aid portal, which can be found at https://finaid.geneva.edu. That portal is where students can accept financial aid and finalize any documents that we might need. A separate portal, My Geneva, is used for a variety of things here at the college, including how to view the student account, which we call the NowNet account. The student will see their charges, their financial aid. They can add an authorized party, which would be maybe a parent or a relative that they want to have access to their bill. They can also set up a payment plan through their NowNet account. And again, that can be accessed through My Geneva once the student is registered for the coming semester. For the next few moments, we'll talk about a variety of things, including finalizing financial aid, viewing your e-bill and student account, adding an authorized party, understanding the basics of your payment options, student health insurance, some important dates to be aware of and to maybe put in your calendar or in your phone so that you're prepared throughout the year, what you need to maybe understand about credit balances, how to purchase textbooks at Geneva, and some brief tax information related to the Form 1098-T. So first, it's important to know that each year, the billing cycle begins in July for the fall semester. So if your student is registered for the fall semester, he or she should get an e-bill, which will come to the Geneva email address in early July. This will be updated every couple weeks, so if you continue to receive a bill, it's either because something has changed or you still have a balance. And it's important to prepare now so that you're not caught off guard or you don't have any surprises close to the start of the semester. The first thing you want to do is to make sure that you have finalized all of your financial aid and any documents that we may have needed. This can be a time-consuming part of the process, but it's well worth it to make sure your financial aid dollars appear on your bill. So I would encourage all of you to log into the portal, finaid.geneva.edu, and review the documents needed and messages tab to make sure everything is listed as received. Please be in touch with us if you have any questions about what's needed. And if you're expecting any outside scholarships or you have special circumstances that we may not be aware of, now is the time to reach out and be in touch with us. One other thing to keep in mind is loan changes can be made at any time. So if you're unsure at the moment whether you're going to receive a private scholarship or you haven't made up your mind about whether or not to borrow maybe an unsubsidized loan, it's important to log in and respond to your financial aid award, and we can make changes to those direct loan amounts anytime throughout the school year. So it's not a forever commitment, it's just showing your intention, and you can always let us know if you want to make a change later on. This is a screenshot of the portal. If you've never logged in before, you want to make sure to click on this first time user link, and you'll be asked for some information and we'll be able to create an account. If you've already logged in previously and created that first time user account, you would need to just log in over on this section, entering your Geneva student ID number without leading zeros and the password that you created when you set up your account. And if you have any trouble with that, you can use this Forgot Your Password link to answer security questions and be reminded of what that password was. Again, your first e-bill and your payment plan options will only be accurate on your Nelnet student account if you are registered for classes and if all of your financial aid is finalized. So it's very important at this point, if you're not registered for your entire course load, or if your financial aid is not finalized, your bill will not be correct. So again, those are the important steps to take as soon as possible. The next step is to watch for that e-bill notification. Again, that will come to the Geneva student email account in early July to notify you that your bill is available. It'll give you a link to log in and create your Nelnet account, which is separate from the financial aid portal. You'll also be able to access your Geneva student account through My Geneva, like we talked about earlier. This is the student's responsibility. It's their account for their tuition. And so that's why the email is sent to the Geneva student email account. We'll talk in a minute about how to set up other options if you want the email notification to go to someone like a parent or a relative. This Nelnet student account is also where you'll manage your bills, set up a payment plan, check your account balances, and manage student choice refunds, which is a way to have any credit balance that may result on your account direct deposited. So to access your Nelnet account, again, you can't do this until you have officially been billed. So you'll get an email when it's time, but you can log in through your My Geneva account, go to the Student Information tab, then to Student Financial Services, and click on the button to go to your My Nelnet account. At that point, you'll be able to verify your contact info and complete your security questions. Again, all of this information will be in an email to you in early July, and instructions are also online on our website as well. Here's a screenshot of My Geneva, and again, our Student Financial Services button right there with the dollar is where you would go to access the Nelnet student account. You can also access your financial aid portal from that same page in My Geneva, which is here. So here is where you access your aid. Here is where you access your official student bill. They're two separate portals. Both can be accessed from My Geneva, but again, we send you emails to prompt you to the correct link at the correct time. The third step that I've mentioned a couple times is adding an authorized party. If you want maybe your mom and dad or a grandparent or someone else to be able to see your e-bill, to make an online payment to your account, or to set up a payment plan on your behalf, you'll need to add them to your Nelnet account as an authorized party. And like I've mentioned, all of this summer activity is related to your fall bill. So we'll bill you by semester, and that fall bill will be due by August 10th. So by August 10th, you need to either have paid your fall balance in full, have a loan approved and set up to come into the college, or have enrolled in a payment plan. The payment plan has two different options available. You can sign up for a 5-month plan and pay between July and November, or a 4-month plan and pay between August and November. The 5-month plan is the best option. You don't have to put down a down payment, and as long as you enroll before July 26th through your Nelnet account, you'll be eligible. It's important to know that this is interest-free, which is a great alternative to borrowing student or parent loans. There is a $25 enrollment fee per semester, but and a lower cost way to pay rather than borrowing additional funds if you can afford to. Other payment options are mailing a check to our office, making a cash or net account. There's no fee for doing that from your checking account. I recommend that though, because 7.5% convenience fee, so it's important to avoid that if you can. And all of these options are listed by semester, so you'll receive this first bill in early July, and then for the spring semester by early December. We encourage students and families to start with savings, grants, scholarships, and we would encourage you to consider the interest-free payment plan. But if you do find yourself needing additional loan options, we're happy to help you understand what might be best for your family. It's important to remember that students and families should evaluate all anticipated monthly loans in the future before considering additional private or plus loans. They can be as much as you're able to. But here are a few things to consider if you're looking at additional loan options. First, it's important to apply for the amount you need for the full year. So if you're unsure what your expected balance is for the spring semester, for example, let us know. We're happy to help you estimate. In most cases, it is similar to the fall semester balance, and so you could likely just double that, although feel free to check with us to confirm in your situation. But apply for the amount that you need for the full year, because that way you're only going through one credit check and have one extra loan to repay when you're done. There's a couple different options. The Direct Parent Plus loan is a loan that parents can borrow from the federal government. There are private student and parent loans that are available through banks and credit unions. And these options can be compared. There's a loan option comparison chart that we will link to this website for your reference. And there's a lot of other online resources on our website as well. So I'd encourage you to read through those. They'll help you consider what benefits lenders might offer and how to compare what each lender is offering and make the best choice for your family. We can't recommend a specific lender, but we do have a list on our website through elmselect.com that lists lenders that we've worked with in the past and have researched and offer competitive rates and excellent service. So that would be a place to start as well. We'll share more about loan options in our next webinar. But for now, I just wanted you to know those are the available options. And some families do choose to combine the payment plan with a loan. So for example, let's say I owe $10,000 for the year after my financial aid and my direct student loan is applied. And maybe I can afford to pay $500 a month for my outstanding balance. So if I enroll in the 5-month payment plan for the fall semester, I would pay my $500 a month. And I could do the same for the spring semester if I enroll in December for that. So out of pocket through the payment plan, I've paid $5,000, but I'm still $5,000 short. And so I choose to apply for maybe one of these loan options. The important part when combining these options is to make sure that you plan ahead and estimate your balance due, subtract what you can afford to pay through the payment plan, and then make sure you secure your loan early for that remaining balance. So in my example, I would want to make sure to apply for my $5,000 loan now in June or July so that I can log into my student account after that loan is approved and showing on my account to enroll in the payment plan before the July 26th deadline. And if you have questions about how to combine the payment plan and loan options, please let us know. We're happy to walk you through the process. But again, the important part is applying for your loan early and then enrolling in the payment plan once that loan is approved and showing on your student account. If you are a parent looking to borrow through the Direct Plus loan, you would go through the studentloans.gov website. That is the federal website. You would then click on the Parent Borrowers tab and apply for the PLUS loan. That application process takes maybe about a half hour. You would complete the loan agreement as part of the process. And then the Department of Education would notify Geneva College as soon as the loan is approved or denied. That generally takes a couple days, and then we'll reach back out to you by email to find out how you want to proceed if there's any concern or question about the loan. If you do choose a private loan option that is available for parents and students, like I mentioned, This is the Select website that you can go to see our preferred lender list. You would enter Geneva College in the school box, and then undergraduate program here in the program box. Some additional options to consider are listed here. The Church Match Scholarship Program is something that Geneva offers to any student who has a church that may be willing to support them. The church has to fill out a form and send that along with the check before fall semester classes begin. Geneva would then match that gift up to $250 per semester. If you're interested in this program, I would encourage you to go to the Geneva website and type in church match, and you'll get all the details there. That's something that can be done annually, so we'd encourage you to look into that with your church. Other options would be private scholarships, so be sure to check with employers, local clubs, your local high school guidance counselor, anywhere you can for private scholarship opportunities. And it's not too late. Definitely keep looking, and usually between November and February each year is when most of the scholarship opportunities open. So be sure to look for those. And then work study is also an option. At Geneva, you would apply for a job and receive a paycheck for the hours that you work. The funds are not directly applied to your student account, so you would again need to plan carefully, but you can review the process on the Career Services website. It'll explain what jobs are open. Usually those jobs are posted closer to late August, so you could review that, apply for a job. If you do get a job, you could save your earnings throughout the year to help pay for books for the following semester, or maybe for your student account for the following semester. It's also a great way to save money and work and earn money to start paying down the interest on your student loans. So if you do have a direct unsubsidized loan that's accruing interest, or a private loan or a PLUS loan, you can use your work study earnings to pay down the interest that's accruing on that loan. And while we can't apply that directly to your account, we can certainly help you understand how to make a payment to your loan servicer, or how to sign up for the payment plan and then use your work study earnings to pay that bill. So that can be a helpful way to earn money both for school directly or for travel expenses or related things. This is the career development website where you can find more details about current on-campus jobs and the employment process. And next, we will talk about student health insurance. All full-time students at Geneva are required to have health insurance. So you may have coverage through your family, and that's great. You'll be sent an email this summer to waive our coverage. And for those of you that do need Geneva's coverage and intend to enroll in our coverage, the email will also give you instructions on how to do that. It's important to know that this is an annual process, so even if you do the waiver this summer so that you waive our coverage, you'll have to do it again each year that you're enrolled at Geneva. The cost and the process has not yet been determined for the 2019-20 school year, but just to give you an idea of what to expect, last year the premium was $1,677, and it's all billed in the fall. So you'll see a charge for health insurance on your bill, but again, you'll also receive an email to waive that coverage, and then the charge will be removed within a few days. Some of you may have questions about parking permits. If you plan to bring a car to campus, permits will cost $80 for all students in the 2019-20 school year. Students will need to pay for their permit immediately after applying for it online through My Geneva, and an email will be sent to all students once the permit process is available for the coming year. Again, this is an annual process, so if you apply for a parking permit for this coming year, you'll also need to get a new permit next summer for the 2020 year. If you have additional questions about parking at Geneva, you can follow this link here and review those details. We know that the financial aid and billing process can be a complicated one, and we're here to make things as smooth as possible. So we would encourage you to put these dates in your phone or on your calendar, just so you're not caught off guard by a due date or a deadline in the coming year. So July 1st, hopefully the fall e-bills will be sent to you by that point. They'll be due by August 10th. The health insurance waiver deadline is generally around the end of August. And again, you'll be notified of that for sure this summer. By October 1st, the FAFSA form for 2020-21 will be available. So we'd encourage you to file that FAFSA between October and December for next fall. By December 1st, the spring semester e-bill will be sent, and it'll be due by January 2nd. That's a quick turnaround between December 1st, the bill date, and the due date, January 2nd, especially because the college will be closed for the Christmas holiday, so it's important to plan ahead for the spring semester. And then any changes throughout the year that are made to your charges or to your financial aid will be reflected on your student account, and you'll receive a bi-monthly email if there are any updates or changes. So again, it's really important to be watching your Geneva email account for anything related to your Nelnet or financial aid. If your balance does become past due, there are some consequences that it's important you be aware of. We do all that we can to help you avoid these things, and if we can be of any help along the way, please let us know. But if your bill is not paid by August 10th for the fall semester, you do risk having your registration canceled, not being permitted to register for future semesters, having your transcripts or diplomas withheld, or being sent to collections. And if you're sent to collections, that can impact your credit history long term. And so it's important to manage your account carefully, follow up with us by phone, by email, in person, anytime there's an issue, and we will do everything that we can to help you avoid these consequences of a past due balance. Some students find themselves with a credit balance. Most of the time it's because they've borrowed too much in student loans. Sometimes it could be a timing issue. So maybe I paid my bill and then tomorrow I found out that I received a scholarship. So now I have a credit balance. There are two options to get that credit balance returned to me. One is through student choice refunds. That would be a direct deposit payment to my bank account. The second option would be for the business office to process a paper check. And we don't recommend that for a variety of reasons. The student choice refund direct deposit is more secure, and it also will be quicker. So these are the two options. It's really important to note, and we'll talk about this again, that if you're expecting a credit balance refund from a loan, you should not plan to use that credit balance to buy textbooks, because your loan will not disperse to your account or come into the college until after classes start. So you need to save money now for your books so that you can pay for them and have them available in advance and have them for the start of classes, and not wait for your credit balance refund after classes start. If you do want to sign up for the Student Choice Refund Direct Deposit option, you can do that through My Geneva by going to your Nelnet account once your first bill arrives to you by email this summer. There's online instructions on our website, and again, it's important to know that credit balances are processed to the student by the third or fourth week of class, assuming you have all of your documentation into us and your financial aid is processed on time. We always encourage students, if you do receive a student refund check, so excess loan money or scholarship money after your bill is paid, if you are borrowing loans, it's great to be able to put down some of that money on your loans instead of spending it. You can save thousands of dollars in the long run by making even small payments on your loans while you're in school, and there's no penalty to prepay. So if you ever have questions about how to do that, feel free to contact us, and we would be happy to walk you through that process. Like I mentioned, you will need to save money for textbooks before the start of the semester. Depending on your major and if you choose to rent or buy books, we estimate that they cost about $500 to $600 per semester. They can't be charged to your student account, so it's important that you save money upfront to pay for them. Potentially, you may have a summer job and be able to put some money away from that, or maybe ask for help or gifts at your graduation party. You could charge the books to your credit card and pay that credit card off with your refund check if you are anticipating excess loan money. But again, it's important to know ahead of time that you cannot charge your books to your student account and that you shouldn't count on extra loan money or financial aid to cover your books since it won't be dispersed until after the start of classes. Finally, the 1098-T form is a form that Geneva is required to file for students who are eligible to receive one. So you may receive a copy of this form to help with your taxes. Not all students will receive one, but we do have our website and resources to help you understand this form and the impact, and you can see that link listed here. Our business office staff is also available to help answer any questions that you have, and as with anything tax related, it's best to talk with an accountant or a tax professional for guidance. So that was a lot of information. I hope it was helpful to kind of walk through the process. If you have follow-up questions or feedback, I would love to hear from you. Our team is here Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 p.m., and you can reach us at 724-847-6530 or by email at sfs@geneva.edu. Thank you so much for listening today. We know that this can be a stressful part of the process, but we want to be a trustworthy and competent place that you can go to for answers. So please feel free to reach out anytime throughout the summer as you have additional questions.